Sawadee krap, I'm JP Mestanza, and today is Tuesday, October 21st. You're watching Phuket Xtra, brought to you by PVCPhuket.com. Phuket's iconic Vegetarian Festival, celebrating its 200th year, has officially begun, ushering in 9 nights and 9 days of purification, prayer, and community spirit across the island.
At about 5 p.m. on Monday, the Goteng poles were raised at shrines island-wide, including at Katu Shrine, the birthplace of the Phuket Vegetarian Festival, led by Vice Governor Samawit Supampai with PPAO President Rewat Arirab. The Katu mayor, community leaders, and hundreds of devotees in white were also in attendance. Drums and firecrackers marked the start of special bicentennial ceremonies honoring Katu's central role in preserving this tradition. Simultaneous pole raisings were held at major shrines across the island. In Talang, Tourism and Sports Minister Atakon Siri Tayakon presided over the 16-meter Goteng at Tarua Shrine alongside Vice Governor Suit Pasenggiam and local leaders. In Phuket Town, Deputy Prime Minister and Transport Minister Phiphat Ratchakitprakarn officiated at the Jui Tui Shrine, the biggest in Phuket Town, praising the festival, which was recognized since 2018 as a national intangible cultural heritage for strengthening Phuket's image as a world-class cultural and tourism city. Industry Minister Tanakon led ceremonies at the Sangtam Shrine and opened the Phuket Vegetarian Food and Fashion Innovation Fair at Central Floresta Shopping Mall. This is the first year Sangtam officially hosts the festival, highlighted by the illumination of 9 lanterns. Authorities say the festival could draw over 1 million visitors and generate around 15 billion baht for the local economy. Amid celebration, officials emphasize safety, accessibility, and respect for ritual spaces. The Phuket Vegetarian Festival 2025 runs from today all the way through October 29th, with island-wide processions under the theme Phuket, the City of Faith and Goodness in the Andaman. The main processions will take place in the old Phuket town area all the way to Sapan Hin in the mornings and begin usually around 6:30 a.m. all the way to about 8 a.m. and continues until about 9:30 to about 11:30 a.m. For more, visit thephuketnews.com.
Deputy Prime Minister and Transport Minister Phiphat Ratchakitprakarn visited the island this week, saying the government is fast-tracking 9 projects worth more than 130 billion baht together to turn Phuket into a smart mobility hub and a world-class logistics and tourism center.
At a high-level workshop at Phuket International Airport attended by top transport ministry officials and agency chiefs, Mr. Phiphat called the plans game changers for the next 5 years, aimed squarely at easing chronic congestion and improving safety for residents and visitors. Headline projects include the long-awaited Katu Patong Tunnel, targeted to cut airport to Patong travel time to about 20 minutes by 2030, plus a Phuket Airport rail link from the terminal to Chalong Circle, forming the backbone of an urban transit network, which was also long talked about. The Expressway Authority reported progress on the 2-phase Phuket Expressway, with land acquisition underway for the nearly 4-kilometer-long Katu Patong section, and environmental review continuing for the Muang Mai Kokeo Katu section. Phuket International Airport's Phase 2 expansion is being accelerated to lift capacity from 12.5 to 18 million passengers per year. At sea, plans move ahead for a cruise terminal and Andaman Seaport connecting Phuket with Phang Nga and Krabi, alongside upgrades at Andaman Ring Road Port, Mano Port, Chong Lat Port, and Aupol Ferry Port. A seasonal taxi boat network is also being proposed to relieve road traffic. Supporting roadworks include safer U-turns and lighting on Route 402, widening of Route 4027, a new near 2-kilometer link from Bang Muang Mai to the airport junction, and a feasibility study for a Paklok Banbangku highway grid. The SRT also pitched a new Tanun Phuket Airport rail spur, while the MRTA confirmed continued progress on light rail transit Phase 1 from the airport to Chalong. If timelines hold, officials say Phuket could see a faster, safer, and more sustainable transport system by 2030. However, given the machinations over in Bangkok, Minister Phiphat was unable to give concrete details over when the projects will actually take place. For more, visit thephuketnews.com.
Blai Praya Hospital in Krabi province has filed a criminal complaint after an ambulance was blocked during a life and death transfer, potentially contributing to a patient's death.
Hospital staff were trying to move 69-year-old Somkwang Panich in critical condition with an acute heart attack and respiratory failure to Krabi Hospital. According to hospital lawyers, the driver initially refused to move his truck, forcing a longer delay before paramedics could load the patient through the rear door. Mr. Somkwang later died. Investigators are still determining whether he passed away in transit or after arrival. Police in the district have opened an investigation. The station chief says all on-duty medical staff, including doctors, will give testimony to establish the timeline and whether the obstruction contributed to the outcome. The driver, whose name has not been released, worked for Charoen Pokpan Foods, CP Foods. The company has since terminated his employment. He's expected to be summoned to hear the charges of obstructing officials performing their duty and insulting or offending officials, offenses that carry penalties of up to 1 year in jail and/or fine of up to 20,000 baht per count if convicted. Mr. Somkwan's daughter has cooperated with police as a witness and expressed thanks to the hospital for pursuing legal action. She says the driver has not contacted the family. While this incident occurred in Krabi, it does resonate across the Andaman coast. Phuket's hospitals and rescue foundations rely on clear access and quick public cooperation, especially in monsoon traffic and around busy emergency bays. Authorities here routinely remind drivers to keep entrances clear, yield immediately to lights and sirens, and never park in a way that could delay life-saving care. For more, visit thephuketnews.com.
A 46-year-old construction worker, Kwanchai Ponsari, died after an apparent electrocution while renovating a hotel swimming pool in Karon late Sunday morning.
The incident occurred around 10:45 a.m. as he operated an electric jackhammer to break concrete near the water. Witnesses said Mr. Kwanchai cried out, collapsed, and convulsed. Co-workers immediately unplugged the power, began CPR, and called for help. Rescue teams transported him to Chalong Hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. A doctor's initial finding was cardiac arrest caused by electric shock. Karon police noted the work area was wet, increasing the risk of electrocution. Extension leads were still connected to a main outlet when officers arrived. The jackhammer itself was no longer at the scene. There were no signs of assault or external burns, and Mr. Kwanchai was not wearing shoes at the time. His body has been sent to Vashida Phuket Hospital for further examination. The Karon police chief confirmed that the investigation is ongoing. For more, visit thephuketnews.com.
A Myanmar crewman has died following a workplace accident aboard a fishing vessel battling rough seas off Koh Rachayai on Monday.
Thai MECC Region 3, based at the Royal Thai Navy's 3rd Area Command at Cape Panwa, said it was alerted around 7 a.m. by the Phuket port in Port Out Center. The captain of the vessel reported that mechanic, 36-year-old Shan Min Tue, slipped on the wet deck and struck his head on the anchor winch. Vice Admiral Vidadum Muang Chin ordered a high-speed rescue boat and a medical team to the scene. They reached the vessel at about 9:40 a.m., roughly 21 nautical miles east of Phuket, but the crewman had already succumbed to his injuries. His body was transferred to the Navy craft and brought to Phuket Deep Seaport, then to Vashida Phuket Hospital for formal procedures and coordination with his employer and family. Authorities say the vessel attempted to return to port but later required towing after a mechanical failure. In a province so closely tied to the sea, this is a painful reminder of the risks mariners face, especially during stormy conditions. Officials urge all vessels operating around Phuket to follow strict safety protocols, use anti-slip measures, and exercise extreme caution during the monsoon. For more, visit thephuketnews.com.
Officials are moving fast after dozens of app-based taxi drivers said hackers hijacked their ride-hailing accounts and demanded ransom to unlock them.
Drivers told provincial officials that after the Department of Land Transport deactivated unregistered vehicles on October 2nd, scammers advertised quick car app unlocks in Line and Facebook groups, charging 3,000 to 7,000 baht per session. Many paid into mule accounts and got nothing. Others regained access only to find their car details and registration numbers altered, raising serious safety concerns for passengers and drivers. Complaints have been filed with the Phuket Provincial Ombudsman. Officials have ordered a coordinated crackdown with the Phuket Provincial Land Transport Office, the Provincial Commercial Office, Police, and the National Cybersecurity Agency. A special subcommittee will trace the network, follow the money, and support victims. Authorities will also work directly with major platforms to strengthen digital security, adding two-factor authentication, track unusual login alerts, and tighter checks on vehicle and driver profiles. Training sessions for app drivers will cover proper registration, relevant laws, and how to avoid online fraud. The governor said he'll also consider amendments to streamline legal registration and close loopholes exploited by scammers. For more, visit thephuketnews.com.
We really appreciate you joining us on this edition of Phuket Extra, brought to you by PVCPhuket.com. Join us again tomorrow on Wednesday. Until then, stay classy, Phuket.
Phuket's rapid modernization has made it one of the world's premier holiday destinations. Investors can still buy quality condominiums for as low as $75,000, and luxury properties can go all the way up to 20 million. Condominiums in Phuket are a safe, secure bricks-and-mortar investment offering foreigners freehold ownership. Call or email Thai Residential, Phuket's #1 trusted real estate advisor, to find your perfect Phuket property.
Mm-hmm.